Thank you so much for taking part in #Do You Know Him Telford. I trust that you found it helpful as you continue to journey with Jesus. And I want to thank everybody who's been involved in pulling this together. Those who met very early on to produce the sermon outlines and the sermon notes, the small group notes, the youth and the children's material, those who have helped produce the images that we've used, help with the Facebook group and putting the podcast out, and a whole host of other things that have made this possible. But thank you most of all to you, the church across Telford and Wrekin, for the ways in which you've engaged with this material and made it your own. 51 churches have taken part in this, which has been absolutely wonderful and so encouraging. Let's face it, it's a very simple invitation, isn't it? It started with the first ever disciples and it continues with us. Jesus says, "Come, follow me." A kind of Victorian superstar of the church, Charles Haddon Spurgeon, it was the same for him as well. He tells the story of how he found his way to a church, and as he described it, a preacher who couldn't really preach, but just kept repeating his text, which was, "Look to me and be saved." And Spurgeon said, "I've been looking to Jesus ever since. Come, follow me." I really trust that #Do You Know Him Telford won't simply be another 10-week programme that we kind of tick off, but it will play a vital role as we emerge from the pandemic. Life will never be the same again, and as we recover and rebuild, surely we need to focus and follow Jesus like we've never done before. We need to rebuild around that ancient practice of discipleship, following and becoming like Jesus, doing the things that he did. So what has challenged you most about Jesus? How will you continue to follow this Jesus? How will you grow in your knowing and following of him? On our Facebook group, I'll be posting a very simple survey. I'd really appreciate your responses to that so that those can shape what we plan next. If you're not a Facebook person, that's great, but that's fine. You can still send your responses in and your thoughts via our webpage, telfordchristianstogether.co.uk. But as we continue to follow Jesus, as we continue to journey with him, I leave you with Jesus' final words and Dallas Willard's interpretation, if you like, of the Great Commission. Jesus says, "I've been given say over all things on earth and in heaven. As you go, therefore, make disciples of all kinds of people. Submerge them in Trinitarian presence and show them how to do everything that I commanded you. And now look, I am with you every minute until this job is done."